In this lesson video, firstly we will introduce exponential equation, that is, what is the criteria so that an equation become an exponential equation, and then we will learn how to solve some basic forms of exponential equation. In this lesson, we will learn how to solve exponential equations. Let us first define what is exponential equation. We know equation like this: ax plus b equals 0, where x is a variable, a and b are constant values. For example, twice x minus 3 equals 0. So these kinds of equation where x's maximum power is 1, it's called linear equation. These are linear equation. Similarly, ax square plus bx plus c equals 0, where x is the variable and a, b, c are constant values, and where the x's maximum power is 2. We know this kinds of equation is called quadratic equation. Similarly, ax cube bx square cx plus d equals 0, where x is the variable and d, c, b, a, they are constant value, and x's maximum power is 3, then that equation is called cubic equation. So in these kinds of equation, x becomes the base and its power increases. For example, for linear equation, x's power is 1. For quadratic equation, x's power is 2. For cubic equation, x's power is 3. But when an equation becomes like this, that a to the power x equals b, that means the a and b is constant here and x is the power. In these equations, linear equation, quadratic equations and cubic equations, x was the base and x's power raised. So like power 1 linear equation, maximum power 2 quadratic equation, maximum power 3 cubic equation, and so on. But when x becomes the power in any equation, then that equation is exponential equation. And we can use various index laws that we learned so far to solve these kinds of exponential equation. So in this lesson, we will learn to solve various forms of exponential equation using index laws. So let us first solve these 4 equations here, where the index form equations, exponential equation has got the form a to the power plus minus x equals b. That means a constant value to the power, that power can be plus or minus, and equals a constant value. For example, here 2 to the power x equals 16. Here the base is 2, power is x, so this is an exponential equation. Now to solve this kinds of equation, we need to convert this value so that this value is represented as the base of the exponent. That means here x is the power, base is 2, so we need to convert this value as the in the index form where base will be 2. So 16, we know that 16 equals 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That is 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16. So 16 can be written as 2 to the power 4. Here the x is the power and its base is 2, so we converted this 16 in terms of 2 to the power, that is in the index form where base is 2. So from this equation we can write 2 to the power x equals 2 to 16 means 2 to the power 4. So now 2 to the power x equals 2 to the power 4. That means if the bases are same and they are equal, then this power, these two power must be equal. So therefore x equals 4. Let us do the second example. Here 4 to the power x equals 2 to the power 6. Now we can solve this equation into different ways. One way can be To make this base, that is 4 to the power x equals 2 to the power x, either we can convert this 4 into this base 2. So for example, how we can do that? 4 is 2 square. So 4 to the power x will be 4 is 2x square and then power x. So this 2x square is 4, then the power x equals 2 to the power 6. So here the left hand side was 4 to the power x, base was 4. Now we are converting that base into 2. That means 2 to the power 2 to the power x. So we know power and power will multiply. So we are getting 2 to the power twice x. 2 times x is twice x equals 2 to the power 6. So here in the left hand side and right hand side, both the bases are 2. So 2 to the power twice x equals 2 to the power 6. Therefore we can write 2x equals 6. Therefore x equals 3. Another way to solve this problem is, instead of making this 4 base to 2, we can make this 2 base, convert this 2 base into 4. How we can do that? 4 to the power x equals 2 to the power 6. 2 to the power 6 can be written as 2 square to the power 3. Because the power will multiply, 2 to the power 2 to the power 3. This 2 power will multiply and will give us 6. Now we can write 4 to the power x equals 2 to the power 4. That means 2 to the 2 means 4. So 4 to the power 3. So here base is 4, 4 to the power x, and base is 4, 4 to the power 3. Therefore x equals 3. So we will get the same result but into different approaches. Here we converted this 4 into 2 as a base 2, and then we use this 2 same base to equate to get this 2 power equal. And here we converted this base 2 into 4, and then when the same base we got 4, then we equals the power. Okay, let us do this third example. 5 to the power minus x equals 125. So here the base is 5, power is minus x, and the value is 125. So we need to convert this 125 into base 5. So how we can do that? 125, if we divide it by 5, we will get 25. If we divide it by 5, we will get another 5. So 125 means 5 times 5 times 5. That means 5 cube. So 5 to the power minus x. So we can write 5 to the power minus x equals 125. That means 5 to the power 3. So these two bases are equal. So this minus x is equals 3. Therefore minus x equals 3, or x equals minus 3. Let us do this last example in this slide. 25 to the power minus x equals 125. So now here 25 and 125. So the best approach is to without handling these big numbers, it is better to express these big numbers into exponential form. That means 25, we know 25 is 5 times 5, that means 5 square. So we can write this 25 as 5 square, and we got this power minus x equals, so we wrote this 25 to the power minus x as 5 square. 5 square is 25, and then the power minus 6 is there. Here 125. We already know that 125 is 5 times 5 times 5, that is 5 cube. So we can write 1 to the power 1 divided by 5 to the power 3. Or here 5 to the power 2 to the power minus x. These two power will multiply. So 5 to the power 2 to the power minus x. So these 2 and minus x will give us 5 to the power minus twice x. So here the base is 5. But here it is 1 divided by 5 to the power 3. So we need to bring this 5 to the power 3 on the top. So we know that if we bring this on the top, the power will get negative. So we will get 5 to the power minus 3. Therefore, 5 to the power minus twice x equals 5 to the power minus 3. So here the bases are same. So we will get minus twice x equals minus 3. So if we cancel this minus minus, so we will be getting x equals 3 divided by 2.